These things have never happened before. Kefalonia, Argostoli, just around the corner. I think it's 6 o'clock Saturday morning. Catching up on some sleep, and looks like a beautiful day, but no wind. Wind died at 4 o'clock this morning. Been motoring all day until lunch. There was half an hour of wind, and I've tried a few things and I can't get that genoa to fill, so I have to roll it by hand, which isn't easy. Anyway, now the engine, these things have never happened before. Now the engine has made a alarm sound, and it says that the coolant is too hot. Anyway, turned it off now. We're not going anywhere. I'm going to jump in the water and see if there's any blockage on the water intake. I doubt there is. Could be, but I doubt it. So, found the problem. Can you believe this? This is the salt water cooler. Comes from the sea, goes into the heat exchanger here, cool the engine. This is the water pump. There's no pulley on it, and I mean there's no belt on it, and there's supposed to be a pulley on here. The whole pulley's come off. You can see one nut, the belt, and I can't see the pulley, but I'll find it. I did take that pulley off in the past, a couple of months ago, to paint it, but I'm pretty sure I tightened everything up, but maybe not tight enough. I don't know, but how's that, eh? How is that, bro? At least I think I can fix it. Let's see. There she is, boy. Pulley. 3 nuts, belt. Put it back together, cool the engine down, and I can start approaching halfway maybe this year. That's what it should look like. Pulley, belt, pump, water. Maybe I should stop recording these, because maybe it's like making things happen. The other pulley came off, and I've never taken that one off. Maybe I should have checked that the nut was tight on there and the belt is shredded. So I'm going to check. I think I might have another belt in my spares, but it's just, and then the engine wouldn't stop, so I don't know what that's about. Stop solenoid is stuck maybe. This engine's never given problems, never. I really don't know what's going on. It's kind of maybe a little bit serious now. Got no genoa and the engine's not running. Well, the engine's running, but I can't run it without the cooling pump working. So I'll try to fix that first. I've put it back on now, but that screwed itself off. You can see the paint is worn off here. The belt must have been slipping. I should have kept an eye on it. Morning. Sunday morning, and just on 7 o'clock. I slept last night, pretty good sleep. There was no wind, so after I put the new belt on the salt water pump for the engine, I ran it for 3 hours and then decided to get some sleep in, so switched everything off, took the sails in, left the lights on. I mean, it's been so empty out here.
these last few days. I've only seen oil tankers and they've all got AIS. The sea is super flat, which is so nice for a change, and it means that even with this light wind that I have been having, the light wind the last few days, but it was so light, and even today it's really light this morning, but the sea's flat, so I can put the spinnaker out and it holds shape. So I'm going now 3.9 knots in almost no wind, but yeah. So we're going forward. 61 degrees true.
Vessel in distress. This is U.S. vessel. Hailing you channel 16 over.
That's like the fourth time I've heard U.S. Navy calling a vessel in distress on channel 16. So there's obviously something in the area that they're trying to get a hold of. Yeah, definitely makes you count your blessings, I guess. Well, I hope this wind carries on like this for the next 2 days. Got a long way to go still, like 130 miles out. I think I just passed the halfway mark and it's now Sunday morning. I stitched up the sail last night, the Genoa. So this is the rip in the Genoa from the chafing that first night. Still have a little bit to do there, ran out of twine, but looks pretty good. Unblocked the toilet this morning. Discovered last night that the masthead light, nav light, is not working. It was working on Friday, so it was working on Friday, so I don't know what the situation is there. Hopefully it's just the bulb. Could be, no idea, but it's a new bulb, so don't know why it's off. Back to the engine, not being able to stop it. I'm gonna take off the solenoid now. So I took the solenoid off, and my good friend Tomas told me, don't mess around with the solenoid, get a new one. But I'm pretty stubborn. And tested it with a battery. I can't remember exactly where you put these bastards, but I imagine if you put it on the negative and positive on this, it'll charge it, something will happen. And didn't see that there was anything obviously wrong. The pin pulls in and then pushes back out with the spring. There you go. So I don't know if it's that. I'm going to check the switch next, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a bad problem to have, the engine not switching off, because there's an emergency lever on the fuel injector pump, and you just pull that and it dies. So it's an electrical stop. That something's not right. Geez, from those first 2 days of, like that first night of absolute, it was terrible. And then that was the whole of Friday. Then Friday night I got 6 hours of decent sailing, and then Saturday just nothing. And yeah, Saturday night I just slept bare pole, took everything down, didn't even run the engine, just stayed in one spot, drifted around for the night and got some good sleep in. But now check this. Going 6.3 on the beam, straight line to Kefalonia. So I want to say I hope the wind stays like this, but I think that's been the moral of this trip, It's just the variation is crazy. It's just been constant sail changes. Every time the wind changes, you want to sail, so you got to do the changes. And I hate running the engine. It's a waste of money. Besides, this is a sailboat, and yeah, I think also the knowledge, because I'm sailing by myself, so I don't have a second opinion on the tactics. Basically, these are my second opinions. Tells you all about the sails and a little bit about sail trim. I confess I haven't read the whole thing, but I find the chapter, like yesterday, I forgot how to do the herringbone stitch. You know, it tells you a bunch of stuff. There it is, yeah, herringbone stitch there. So I stitched up the genoa. And it's pretty good having the book, so I don't have to, if you don't have battery in the laptop or anything. And then rigs and rigging. I guess this is more theory. Yeah, great books. And those are my second opinions. So just coming up to Greece. There she is there, boy! Kefalonia, Argostoli, just around the corner. Got a mate over there who said there's a cold beer waiting, so yeah, I'm pretty keen to get in. As his name is Ulysses. I met him in Barcelona at Port Olympic, the marina there where I bought this boat. But yeah, so I'm finally approaching Greece. It's been a long time coming. I wanted to do it in December. The weather got too bad, but and not that it was very good this time. My gosh. I had a great day sailing yesterday. It was man, half past 4 in the morning till I think 4 o'clock the next morning. Just great sailing, and it's just so much nicer. It's like quiet, peaceful. You just hear the water, you don't hear the engine. Yeah, also last night, just as the sun was going down, a little, I don't know what it was, like a sparrow or a swift, or I don't know, like quite a small black bird was flying around the boat, and eventually flew in the boat, and I was out changing the sails and I saw him go in. He went further in the boat, like almost to where my cabin is, and sat on top of the clothes cabinet and slept there the whole night. And then as the sun came up this morning, he buggered off, took a shit, morning shit, and on his way. So I'm just about to cook up some lunch, and man, the water is so blue. So blue. I was happy to arrive after quite possibly a record long crossing, with a total of about 218 nautical miles, over 88 hours, doing an average of 3 knots. Although the wind wasn't great, I learned a lot more about the boat and how to problem solve along the way. I lowered the Italian flag and raised the Greek, a custom I enjoy that marks our place in a new country. It was good to see some familiar faces and celebrate with a few cold ones. Jackie's woken up now. Stayed with me all night in there, just sitting over there. I don't know how he balances on that thing and sleeps at the same time, but he just stood on there the whole night.